believe it or not, this video is actually filmed on a completely different day to when I filmed my last one. So I just realised that I'm wearing the exact same dress but just a different top, but literally days apart. So I just got back from seeing Love, Simon for the second time, and I was really lucky enough to go to a advanced screening of it back at the end of March, but I wanted to wait until the film was up. The film was out in the UK. It was out in America when I saw the advanced screening, but I know that the vast majority of my audience are British, and I wanted to wait until everyone, I know not everyone will have seen it because it did only come out on Friday, but I mean, until more people had seen it and we could discuss it and it was just out here because it just makes more sense. Here we go. I just got back from seeing it for the second time, which obviously the first time I was very emotional. I was with my friends. So if you've been living completely under a rock and unaware of what Love, Simon is based on Simon vs. the Homo sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Now this is a book which focuses on 17-year-old Simon Spear, who is gay but is not out yet. Simon is talking to a guy in his school who goes under the name Blue. They are talking via email. They do not know who the other one is, but all they know is that the other one is gay. Blue is also gay, but Simon doesn't know his actual identity. Simon's emails are seen by a kid called Martin, who is like the biggest douche, and because Martin likes Simon's friend Abby, he blackmails Simon and says, if you don't help me get with her, I will leak your emails to everyone in the school. So Simon gets blackmailed and lots of stuff goes down. I've made that sound very serious. That is a very serious thing. Blackmail is obviously very shitty, and you don't out people. That's just not a thing. But it's also really funny and lovely, and like first loves and coming out and friendship and family and romance, and it's cute and lovely and very... Simon really loves Harry Potter, which is one of my favourite things. So I love the book. The book is one of my favourite books, and I was so excited when I found out there was going to be a film. So the movie goes along those same lines. 17-year-old Simon Spear, who gets told about this post on Creek Secrets about the closeted gay kid at school under the alias Blue, and he sends him an email and they start talking, and then Simon gets blackmailed. Same general premise. However, lots of things were different, so if you haven't read the book and you are planning on seeing the movie, I'm going to spoil the movie now, so you don't want to be spoiled. And if you haven't read either and you haven't seen the movie, then I don't want to spoil you because this video will be spoilery, so please leave, go see the film, go read the book, go do all the things because they're both so good, and then you can come back and we can discuss it. Goodbye, non-spoilery people, goodbye. Oh hey. So, hello people that have seen the movie or just genuinely people that want to be spoiled. Hello, how you doing? The first time I saw this, I saw an advanced screening, I was with my friends and I was very emotional. I cried so much, literally. No, from when someone tells Abby to the end, I'm not even joking. And it was really emotional, but there obviously were things we came out and I stayed with my friend that night and we were discussing what was different and all these different things, and it was incredibly different. My friends had read the book, but I just got back from seeing it with my cousin and we were really talking about it, and I was trying to tell her the stuff that was different. She was like, it sounds like a completely different story, and I've spoken with my friends that have seen it but haven't read the book and told them the differences as well, and it is very different. But the thing that I really liked about it being really different is it was so different but had the little things that I wasn't mad about the changes. Some movies have those changes that are really little but change lots of things and impact the story, and it's really rubbish because it affects how the story works. Whereas because these changes were so big, it kind of just became its own thing and then was just really enjoyable because it became its own thing. There are little details in this which I loved. I really loved. For example, Simon's notice board, it had a Hamilton playbill, it had a Hufflepuff sign, it had pictures, it had all the things which make up Simon. There were Becky Albertalli's books on the shelf, there were Adam Silvera's books on the shelf, and it just built this picture of the Simon that I knew in the book, and it didn't feel like I had to get to know a new Simon, except this Simon wasn't blonde, but like, you know, we can't have everything. Harry Potter didn't have green eyes, so you know, we win some, we lose some. So it really, you know, it felt like Simon, which was really great, or it did for me anyway, which I loved. And like Abby felt like Abby, and Nick felt like Nick, and like Leah had that kind of standoffish thing about her, which I liked because that's just kind of that is her character. One little thing they did change was Simon's email, which wasn't hour to hour, note to note, which like why did that need to be changed? I don't understand why that was something that needed to be changed. Like, it was just really annoying. It was like, you literally had no reason for changing that. Like, it wasn't even symbolic of their whole conversation, just like why did you change it? But on his big chalkboard thing, it did say hour to hour, note to note. So I did appreciate that reference, but also they knew about that reference, so why wasn't it Simon's email? I thought it was really casted well. Like, I thought the cast were really good. I felt like the people really understood their characters, they really got into that. I loved Keenan Lonsdale as Bram, like, he was really good. The one thing that I didn't like is that Leo was in love with Simon. I really just didn't, just kind of the whole like, oh, I thought that you didn't like girls because you were like waiting for me because you liked me too, but now you're gay. Oh, and it was kind of like, why? She's in love with Nick in the book, and it just kind of felt like, it was just the sake of another bit of drama. I'm not a fan of how they treat Simon in the book when he comes out. I don't think they should be as mad at him as they are, and I also think they're not as kind of understanding with it, like, in the movie. But I feel like they gave that extra thing of, like, with Leah to kind of, like, I don't know, to give her something else to be upset about, so that there was something else there. And I just don't understand why they had to make her in love with Simon. Like, oh, what was going to happen with that? That was one of the things which I just didn't feel like was a necessary change. I really liked, again, little simple things like the coffee cups in the beginning. There's 4, then there's 1 when he's all on his own, and then we see 5, which is super sweet. I really liked how there were the 3 kind of different choices. Like, we see Bram, and then like it changes into Bram typing, and then when he's like, no, it can't be him, it's back to the like default guy, and then when he thinks it's Lyle, like, who, like, by the way, is like really random, and I feel like they just did that to kind of flesh out another option. You know, Simon was like, he spoke to him once, he was like, could be him, so like I didn't really understand that. You know, I liked how they had that, and then it went to Lyle typing and like acting up those certain scenes, and then when he was like, no, it's not him, it went to Cal like typing up those scenes, which, you know, I liked that. I liked that they had those kind of things, and like it changed the guy in Simon's head to kind of picture it. And I also really liked Cal. Like, I know he wasn't in it a lot, but I really liked his character. He was really understanding when someone was like, is it you, are you blue? And in the book he does come out as bisexual, and I wish they kind of had that in. I really loved Jennifer Garner and Josh Duhamel's character. I really loved his parents and their individual speeches, and how you kind of think that his dad has a problem with the fact that Simon is gay, but then we realise his dad has a problem with himself and these jokes he's been telling, and how he's been really insensitive, and not just to Simon but just in general, these comments he's been making. So I think lots of people do that, and they don't mean any harm by it, but they make lots of comments which they think they can make, like, oh, that person seems really gay, or like that's gay, or like they dress gay, or they sound gay, or like all these different comments which are just unnecessary. I feel like it's a thing which a lot of people don't mean any harm by, but actually can do a lot of harm, and I feel like they're just unnecessary comments, and you don't need to comment on things, because dressing in a certain way doesn't mean you're gay, and like doing certain things doesn't mean you're gay. Like, it's so stereotypical, and I realised that obviously like he thought about that and clearly like was mad at himself for that, and that he discussed that with Simon, saying all these stupid jokes like, I'm so sorry. And I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really good. Plus the we should sign up to Grindr together comment was pretty funny. I really liked that. I mean, that's not what it is, Dad, not what it is. And Jennifer Garner had me crying. I was sobbing the "you can exhale now" speech, because that felt like she wasn't just saying it to Simon, she was saying it to anyone watching that needed to hear that, which I loved. And she's like, I need you to hear this, and like I feel like that spoke to so many people, and like was something which really like it got me, and I love it, and I felt like that was really special, and definitely spoke to a lot of people, and was some words that I took away from it, and like it's just it was just so powerful, and like such a good thing, and so simple, and saying like you are you, and like you deserve everything. And I loved that. I loved her whole character. Like, she's so I love Jennifer Garner anyway, and I want her and Josh Duhamel to adopt me together, because I love them so much. I really liked Simon in general, like little bits, like even simple things like that we want to dance with somebody scene where he was dancing, and it was really bad dancing, which is really funny, and like his little comments and jokes, and like his references to things, which I really like. Sending playlists to Blue, and like obviously in the book when he's in Bram's car at one point, he sees all the playlists, he's like, every playlist I ever sent him, and like little things like that. And there was still those like Simon-esque traits about Simon, which I loved a lot, and that he was still there, which I loved it. I still liked their dog, it was called Beaver. I enjoyed very much. The ending got a lot of cheers both times I saw it, which, you know, it was really sweet, like Brown coming up and being like, it's me. Obviously in the book it's a lot more private, they don't even kiss when they meet for the first time. There's lots there, they have like the lunch together at school and like all these different things. So it's very different, very public, but I feel like that was done for the sake of it being a movie, because it was a movie. Oh, it had to be this big climactic scene where like they get together and everyone claps and cheers, so like the ending didn't make me necessarily mad. I saw a really good comparison where it was saying the scene in the football game where Martin completely humiliated Abby, he gave her no choice in that, like that humiliated her too, and like he gave her no option and put her on the spot, whereas the thing with Simon and Brown was that like no one knew who Brown was and he had the choice to not show up, and Simon was like the main one being humiliated there, kind of thing. So like I liked that, and I liked that it was kind of like Brown decided that's what he wanted to do, and that like it was a sweet ending and like it worked for the movie and the style of the movie, and you know, it was great. That's why they changed that, which is fine. Like it worked for the film, and you know, it was cute. So we good. I loved the little scene at the end. That was really sweet with the 5 coffee cups, and then like Leah has to get in the back because like the boyfriend gets front seat, which was like really sweet. I loved that he still had the theatre, that it was still a place that Simon really liked to go and like was a place for him to kind of enjoy himself and like get involved with, and he had this whole group of people that he spoke with in the theatre group and all this stuff, which I loved. And I really liked that he still had that. They changed the play, but it made it really fun, it being cabaret, so I was okay with them changing it. They took away Alice Spear as well, Simon's sister as well. But I really liked Nora, like I really liked what they did with her. She's a little bit younger and obviously she's coming into different things, but I really liked her character and kind of how supportive she was, and when she was saying to her dad, she was like, just shut up, like stop making jokes, just stop it, just shut up. And I really liked her character. I felt she was really cool, and I liked her little like cooking experiments and like all that stuff, and how Simon was still such a good big brother and like supportive of her. I really liked their whole relationship and that whole family dynamic there. Martin, Logan Miller played that really well. He had that kind of like creepiness about him, like he was really slimy and a bit gross. He's like, I don't want to leak your emails, but I will, and like he had that about him, and I didn't like him. I was like, I can't forgive doing that, like I can't do it. And I love that Simon called him out and was like, that's my thing, and no, like you didn't get to decide that, that's my thing, I get to decide that when I come out and stuff. I like they had that in there. I like that they had that as a choice of discussion, because I think lots of people are not as aware of that. I've seen people who have like introduced people who are gay, lesbian or bisexual or anything, and they've introduced them to someone that this person doesn't know. It's like, oh, this is like my friend, like she's gay, or like they've spoken about someone behind, like not behind the back, but like to someone else and said, oh yeah, they're gay, or like all this stuff. And it kind of just, even though it seems like such a little thing, it is outing someone who might not necessarily be outed to someone else, or might not want to be outed to this person that they don't necessarily know, or like all this stuff. And it seems like little things and not as big of a scale as what Martin did, but it's still outing someone who isn't outing themselves in that particular situation, which, you know, is not cool. It's not a cool thing to do. Don't do it at all. And I also like the other things as well. Like Leah was like, oh, I think it's this person because they do this, or I think it's this person because he really likes this. And it's like, don't ever assume someone's sexuality as well. Like, don't be stereotypical. Don't assume anything. Let people tell you. Let people do things on their own. Don't be like that. I like that they covered those things. I liked that they discussed those things, and you could see that Simon was uncomfortable with those things, which was really good. The homecoming bit, like I don't understand how, like, I don't know, it was like very cringy. And it was a romantic comedy. There were cringy bits in it. It was like a teen rom-com, like there were gonna be. And like I guess the only redeeming thing he did was like buy the ticket at the end, but still he's such a douche. And Logan Miller played him as such a douche, and I liked that. I liked that they kept that douchiness, and like he is a like, bit of a dick, and we're not going to sugarcoat that, because that's what he is, and he did a pretty douchey thing. So yeah, I really liked the movie. Like I said, it's completely different. It talks about some completely different, like you know, it's very much just like based upon the book. Like it has the same like general plot, but they are very different. But I liked the changes, and like I said, it felt like its own entity and its own thing, rather than like a main adaptation which tried to keep the same thing but like changed little things that were really relevant. Like it was good. Like I liked how they did it and how they changed it, because changes are gonna happen. Like that's like a thing that just it's gonna happen. So if you're gonna change them, make the change good, and they did that. I think it worked really well, and the scenes they added and the things they changed worked for being a movie, which I enjoyed. So obviously, yeah, things I really liked. A couple of things I wish, like why did you do that, and like I wish they changed, but Other than that, I enjoyed it. I really do want to go see it again, even though I've seen it twice. I would like to watch it another time. I'd love to know your thoughts on Les Simon. What did you think? What did you like? What didn't you like about the changes? What changes did you enjoy? Did you prefer the book? Have you read the book? All these things let's discuss down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope we're doing well, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.